Hello, everybody. Gosh, I was just realizing I'm like, I don't have a picture for a background when there's no Lotro. How funny is that? So there's no Lotro right now because they are in the middle of, yeah, updates. Today they're doing the update. So every so often I'm checking the launcher. Nope, still not up yet. So, well, let me introduce myself. I'm Little Redhead, and this is my stream, Heart of a Hobbit. And you know what? Let me change that streamer server text at the top because we're not on any server right now. We're doing transfers. I'll just do that. Ta-da! So we have a new thing. Transfers today. Woo! Yeah, so welcome everybody in the chat. I see Sam Burke, welcome, good to see you. And Astro Gamer is all around. Also, and Skagosi, hi Skagosi, good to see you. So Sam is frying a burger and waiting for when I can log in again. Yeah, I've been pottering around the house, playing some other games. I tried to get in and do some stuff this morning before the downtime, and make sure I had everything ready to go. So, is it Jolt? Welcome. Yes, exciting times as you mentioned there, Sandberg. So, what I have done, so maybe I can go ahead and share this. Um, there we go. So, I have created a spreadsheet, and this is the one I'm going to show you on stream. So I went ahead and I at one point was like, okay, who all do I have? Where are they going? That sort of thing. And so I have prepared for myself a list of every single server that I have characters on, what their names are, and which server they're going to. And then I took a look at, after all the other decisions I've made, I have, Snuggle Bunny says, that's highly organized. I have a larger spreadsheet with much more information, but this is really all the information I need for today. So that's why I was like, okay, let's just portion this off and then I can share this on stream. And, oh, Sandberg points out that they've changed the launcher. There's now a stay logged in for 8 hours toggle. Cool. I remember they had something like that before. So that's cool. Anyway, yeah, so I went ahead and I was like, what do I need to know specifically for today? So here's the thing, is we're in a 3-day process, or, you know, us gamers are in a 3-day process that SSG has laid out for us, right? So yesterday, if you were a VIP, and technically, I suppose if the servers were open, it may still be available right now, but the servers are not open. If you're a VIP, you were able to go log in to the new servers to the point of creating characters, and you were able to create up to 3 characters. So like Astro Gamer here says, I got my 2 names reserved. Yeah, you could have just done 1, 2, 3. You had your options. So yeah, so you were able to go ahead and do that. And let me just pull that over a little bit. Actually, let me check this. Let me see if Lotro is up yet. I know this is all what we're all going to be doing for like the next 20 minutes. Is it up? No. Is it up? No. Is it up? No. But we got 20 minutes. And okay, so yesterday was the day where you kind of wanted to rush, because when you go to a server and you create a character and the character has a specific name. Here, you know what? I'm going to put up the Lotro FAQ while we're here. Oh, sorry, this is the Deco Demue one. They had a great, yeah, what about now? Is it up? Sorry, my brain just went to like 5 different sentences at once. I have a couple of tabs up here. I have the Lord of the Rings Online official 64-bit servers are coming soon FAQ that Cordovan put together and put out. And then Yao, who runs the website Deco Demue, did a kind of an interview and some testing and put it all together into a FAQ about moving to the new servers. Hang on, I just heard the doorbell. Okay. before is on his way. Excellent. And the cats are like, what? What's going on? Okay, yeah, so Deco Demu did an FAQ that just focused on what you need to do with your houses, you know, in regards to transferring to these new servers and transferring in general. And then I did a video about walking through the transfer wizard, which is what we're going to do today on stream, hopefully. And then, yeah, and then I have my spreadsheet up. So let's just put the Lotra one up for the moment. So yeah, so we're in the middle of what SSG did is they created a 3-day sequence. So day one, people who are VIP subscribers could go in to the new worlds, create up to three characters, and that was it. You couldn't go in to do the introduction or anything. It was just like, create your character. That's as far as the server goes right now. And so they're just sitting there, hanging out, waiting for, you know, the servers to open so you can actually play the characters or whatever. Oh, awesome. So Tillian says, your transfer video was so good. Thank you for doing that. It's a big help for those of us who have never transferred before. Well, I'm glad that, yeah, that was kind of my goal, was to take some of the stress out of it, because it's, I know a lot of people are really worried and we're all a little bit stressed out. So I was like, okay, let's all just take a deep breath, you know, and let's focus on what we can know, and that way we can progress, you know, going forward. So yeah, so I'm glad that helped you out. Yay! Hey, Skagosi got inspired and made your own spreadsheet. Yay! welcome to the spreadsheet. Oh, Tamelsa, good to see you. Hey, welcome. Okay, so yeah, so yesterday was that. Today, so yesterday you wanted to zip yourself in there really fast and make your characters because you wanted to make sure you got the names you wanted, right? And then tomorrow, which is Wednesday, in the same time. So this has all been around the same time. So for me, I live in the Netherlands, and so for us, let's see if it's up. So for us, nope, it's been 6 o'clock yesterday, 6 o'clock today, and then 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. So that's the pattern. Even though this says -5 GMT, and -5, this one actually is -4 GMT. I think that's a typo on there. Anyway, I meant to mention that to Cord and I totally forgot. No worries. So tomorrow, people are going to log in with all these characters that they've transferred over, and some of us have very specific houses that we're looking to get. And I don't mean just like, you know, the house at, you know, I don't know, 4 Breland Street or whatever it was. I've forgotten everything all of a sudden. But actual, like, this neighborhood, because there's some of us who do, like, role-playing. And our characters all have houses in the same neighborhood together. And there's organizations that are built based on those names. There's events that are created based on those names. There's like bands that then incorporate their name, you know, the band name, the kinship name, all these things. So it's really important to some of us that we get into a very specific neighborhood. So as soon as the gates open tomorrow, a bunch of us are going to be running in to try and get those houses that we're looking for. But today's a little bit more relaxed. So I just thought I would like kind of go through what my experience has been. All right, we still got 15 minutes until the servers are hopefully open by then. And we can do this on stream. I mean, I can talk at you for 2 hours, but it might get kind of repetitive after a while. So, but the way I look at it, today is the more relaxed day because, okay, we have our 32-bit servers and we have our 64-bit servers, and we're taking our characters from here and we're walking them over to their new homes. But aside from the housing rush part of it, there's maybe not any other strong reasons to, you know, get over there as fast as possible. Now, some of us, like I said, like the role-playing community and the music community and like various groups, they had decided to make the move. And so, you know, from a social aspect, yeah, you want to maybe get over there sooner because, you know, if you're going to go do a raid, all your people doing a raid with are over there. If you're going to an event, all the events are happening over there. So from that perspective, yeah, sure, you want to get over there. But maybe you've got a main character who does and goes and does those things. But you have all these different alt characters that are just kind of hanging around. Maybe they're holding things for you, or you play them various times, or you have reasons for them. But you don't need it. You know, you don't need to see them every day yet. Well, there's no rush. They can take their time. You can take your time with them if you want to. So just try to think about that over the next 24 hours, that it's like, it's okay. Like, everything's going to be fine. Just think about what's most important to you and try to see if you can make that happen. So, for example, I have a character that I do role playing with and over on Laurelin. And I'm going to be sending her over to Meriadoc. And I want to make sure she is there by the time we are doing any, you know, social events that I would be participating in. And so for me, my first goal is to make sure that she is there and settled by Friday. Now, I also want her to be my homeowner, so I do want to make sure she is there by tomorrow when the server's open, because I want her to go and buy the house. So there'll be that. So yeah, Astro Gamer's got it figured out. Yep, for you, noon yesterday, noon today, and 1 p.m. tomorrow. That's how it's listed over like on the Discord. So for those of you who haven't seen it, I mean, 11,000 people have seen the new Discord. So I would say most people have seen it. But let's see, let me pull up a thing here. So this is what it's like. So pretty neat. So SSG put together an official Discord server for Lord of the Rings Online. And so they've got this great like announcements, and then sales and promotions are listed there, and service news. So this is what we are encountering right now, is this downtime, which is slated to last until 1 p.m. Eastern. But Cord did say somewhere else in the server, and I don't know exactly where, but he that it should be done by this time yet. You're not on the Discord yet, Astro Gamer. Well, you are welcome to join. Like I said, there's 11,500 people who have already joined. It's incredible. Yeah, it's been pretty wild. So only one egg does ask a question. Yes, will it be possible to do the transfer in 2 waves? For example, characters A through C tomorrow and D through G a week later. Absolutely. So this is, I mean, this is a special transfer in the sense that it's free and a lot of people are doing it all at once and those sorts of things. But yeah, the free transfers are going to be available, I believe, until the end of August. It's sometime in August, and I believe they said the end of August. So what normally happens is you're like, hey, I want to transfer a character or some characters, and you go into the transfer wizard, which looks a bit like this, and you choose the character or characters that you're transferring. So let me think. I think I have a good screeny of that further on. If I this is the video that I did. I'm just like zooming a little through it quicker. Excuse me. Thank you. Tellurian says 31st of August. Thank you very much. So as you're going through the transfer wizard and you're picking which characters you're sending, and you're picking whether or not you're sending the shared items with them or not, that's just a normal transfer. So that's what this is. This is a normal transfer. Think of it this way. Like, let's say you normally, I don't know, walk from your house to the grocery store down the street. Let's pretend that you can do that. And then you're just like walking to the grocery store down the street. You just do this regularly. Okay, you know, whatever. And then one day, like the grocery store, like they did a whole bunch of renovations and it's big and fancy and there's a parade and there's music and there's, I don't know, food outside and food carts and everything. It's a big deal. but it's still just you're walking from your house to the grocery store. Like it's the same thing. So this isn't like a special transfer wizard that has been created for this process. It's a regular, we're just doing regular transfers. They just happen to be free, and they happen to be taking us to a place where we're probably going to get better performance. So yeah, so a lot of hey, this is normal kind of stuff. So you can take all the time you want. Now, with a normal transfer, what happens is you go through this transfer wizard, you transfer your characters, and then you wait, and you wait because you'll get an email. So it might look something like this. So first you'll be waiting, and then you'll get this email. And what I have seen in my experience is that it takes sometimes just a couple minutes for a transfer, and sometimes it took a couple of hours. So it could be, you know, any amount of time. But in this case, it doesn't matter, because any transfers you do today, it's not going to matter. You don't have access to the server that they're going to until tomorrow. So there's no rush. Yummer. Okay, so we'll just keep waiting. Now, Cord did say it'd probably be up in time, but if not, you know, we'll just hang out. So, okay. Oh, Sam Burke was member number 439 on the official Discord. That's awesome. So Astro Gamer says at Lotro Stream. Now, just so you know, I'm not Lotro Stream. I'm Little Redhead. Let me see. I think I can do the thing. There you go. That is me. Lotro Stream technically is Cordovan, and Cordovan works for SSG, and I do not. But I'll try to answer your question anyway. So you asked the question. So I select my tunes on Crick Hollow, and then the character next. So the way the transfer wizard looks like, here I can walk this back, because this is one of the reasons why we made this video, just to kind of walk you through the steps. Oh, and then Reg, I'll get to your question there. So when you are ready to transfer, when it's open, excuse me, you'll have this transfer button that shows up here. Once you click on that button, it might take a minute, so you might get a little hourglass for a second. And then it'll take you to this. So this is where you're selecting where you want to take those characters from. So where are they coming from? So Crick Hollow, I think that it was what you said in your case. Yeah. So you would choose Crick Hollow. It would be on your list, because that's where you have characters. And then you're going to go to a screen that looks like this. This is number 2, step number 2. And you can choose to select all. It'll take all of your characters, all of your shared items, everything you have on that server is going to transfer to the new server. I'm going to do that in a couple of cases. Or you could split it up, and you might be like, well, I actually want this thing, like this character, this character, this character, this character, and the shared items to go one way. And then you might come back and do a second transfer, and you'll be like, okay, now I want these other characters to go this other direction. You could totally do that. I'm going to be doing that, and hopefully I'll be doing that on stream so you can see that today. And then step 3, it wants you to select where are you sending the people to. So in this case, you'll have Peregrine or Meriadoc or Christ or Glamdring will be listed here, and you'll be able to choose where you're sending them based on where they're coming from. If they're coming from, and I keep forgetting, I have to keep pulling up my notes. If you're coming from an EU server, wait, you said Crick Hollow? Crick Hollow is a US server. So your options then will be listed, will be Peregrine or Glamdring. So then you'll just be choosing between those two. Well, you'll want to choose between those. That's where the free transfers are. And then after that, oh, you can skip, it should say free there, so you should be good. And then it will say, okay, confirm. You want to do this, to the here, for this, and it'll cost this. And you're like, yeah, that is great. And then you'll hit the confirm button. And that's when it'll be like, okay, just, hang on. It'll be a few minutes. You know, it'll get there. I think you get an email. I think I've got an email before. Oh, you'll probably get this pop-up though. Congratulations, your character transfer is in progress. Your account will be temporarily inaccessible, but we'll transfer your data. You'll receive an email with details on the result once complete. So that's how it should work for you. So hopefully it's not too scary. And like I said, I have this video here. So you can go and watch the video and pause it at any point. It's only 6 minutes, so it's not that much. It's not that long, too. So, okay, so Reg's question was, not to jump ahead, but do you log into the new server, then go back and delete the placeholder, or can you delete the placeholder, then log in? So you could do it however you want to do it. For example, I created characters on the new servers. So let's say I'm transferring, let's just Krikalo to Glamdring, for example. And if I transfer my characters to Glamdring, okay, so first I created my placeholder characters. And let's call her Fred. Okay, so Fred's there, but I've got Fred that's coming from Krikalo. I can choose to delete Fred off of Glamdring that I created, and then transfer Fred from Krikalo. But the risk there is that in between the time I delete her here and transfer her from there, somebody else might make a Fred. So the probably safer way to do it is keep Fred on Glamdring, transfer Fred, the original Fred, the OG Fred, over, and now you've got 2 Freds. And the Fred you want to keep has the -1 on at the end, right? The -1. So then when it's kind of quiet and things have settled down and people aren't trying to jockey for names, then delete Fred that you created as the placeholder and quickly rename your OG Fred while they're all together. That's probably your safest way of doing it. So hopefully that answers your question. Okay, cool. Let's see. Yes, and JCB mentions that it could take 5 minutes to load, so please be patient, you know, with the transfer window. Yeah, all of that. Yes, back to the grocery store analogy. Tillian says, yes, the difference is the grocery store is replaced by a bigger one in the blink of an eye. And hopefully you don't stumble in the aisles as much and all of that. Yeah, there used to be 5 grocery stores. Now we're replacing them with 2. Anyway, let's see. Okay, so yep, Astro Gamer's going to take them all since they only have 2 characters and send them all to Glamdring. Yes, Snuggle Bunnies is going to have to select the most important 55. So Astro Gamer, says after the confirm, I wait for the email confirm. That is what I recall happening. Is that I would get an email later on. Let's see, we have an example of that actually because we have emails that were still in our inbox that we were able to use for mock-up. So I could turn off that. So we got emails that looked like this before and myself, and it was like, hey, your world transfer is complete. Below is the information on your transfer, and you know, from here to there, and you know, who'd you send over, like those kinds of things. That's what it looked like.
Also, if they do everything correctly, they lock your account out so you can't plug in.
Yeah, that's true. So before I was saying in the background that during the time of the transfer, your account is locked and you're not able to log in. But I think you are still able to get to the transfer wizard. So yeah, I'm thinking that must be. We must be able. We'll find out once we're logged in here. So, oh yes, if you have 55 to be yeah. Oh boy. Okay, so Transit asks, is there, oh wait, sorry, Tillian said, I suspect if a deleted Fred is on your account, you're the only one to be able to rename a character to Fred. No, I don't think so. I think as soon as you delete the Fred, anybody else can jump in and create a Fred because there's no Fred anymore. Pretty sure that's how it works. And that's because that came up at some point on the Discord. I think that was a conversation that I saw that was happening. That Cord was involved with. So okay. So Transit's question was: is there a way to decide where your delving writs go if you have multiple characters on multiple servers? Yes. So what I have done, I have an actual example for this. Actually, I can go to my spreadsheet. So over on Evernight, I have characters that are going in different directions. So let's see if I can zoom that just a smidge for you. So I have like these three are going to Meriadoc, and then these two are going to Evernight. So I'm splitting those characters, but Klaus had a mead hall, so he had a whole bunch of housing writs that were tied up in a premium house. But Tide is going over to Orcris, and I want her to be able to buy an elven kin house when those come available sometime this year. So I wanted to take the housing writs from his premium house, but I wanted her to have them over on the new server that she's going to. So, okay. Thanks, Dodger Artfell. I'll read that out here in a second. Okay, so the scoop with what I'm doing with those characters is I went ahead and sold my house. I went ahead and sold the mead hall, and then I had the physical writs in my hand. And then what I did is I took those writs and I put them on Tide. Like she literally has them in her bags. So they will be going with her. And the reason I did it that way, and that's why my Evernight transfer is going to be a little complicated, because I'm sending Klaus and the rest of those guys with the shared storage stuff. So I want all the mithril coins and all the other stuff that's in there. I want that to go with them over to Meriadoc. But Tide is a kin leader, and so she has to, manage the kin house, which I did abandon today. And she has a personal house. And so everything's going to end up like in her storage and go with her over to Orcris. So I wanted to make sure there was nothing in her house or in the kin house that I actually wanted to have over on Meriadoc. Now, luckily, I do have a little bit of, we've got some wiggle room here because we know that they're going to allow us to go between the two 64-bit servers that are within the same world, so like Orcris to Meriadoc. If I change my mind and I'm like, oh man, I really wish I had, sent this character over here and not over there, I'll be able to transfer one direction for a period of time, and then they'll stop that and you'll be able to transfer the other direction for a period of time. So if I realize that I've made some mistakes, I can create a dummy character or send somebody or with the stuff that I meant to send the other way. Like so we're not like, it's not frozen, which I'm really grateful for that. So Dr. FL did point out that Cordovan just posted, our timing of opening free transfers has been impacted by some issues we experienced this morning during our game update and maintenance downtime. We expect free transfers to begin with the opening of the game worlds, currently expected to open by 1 p.m. Eastern. So in about an hour, because it's 6 o'clock now. And I think the downtime was originally slated for 7 p.m. East Central European. Okay, so we may be here for another hour, hanging out, but that's okay. We'll just chill. Everybody grab your tea. We'll just chat. I expect today a lot of people are going to be asking the same questions over and over again, and that's okay. Like we can keep answering questions, because one of my goals with today's server was to walk through the transfers process so you could see it, because my overall goal is to kind of help people bring down the stress a little bit. Like, let's just calm, everybody's, we're going to be cool here together. We're just going to hang out, kind of relax. I've got my cup of tea. It even says relax on it. So we're going to do our best to, observe the relaxation. Okay, so let's see. Where were we? Now, Commodore says hello there. Hello there. Oh, yes, there was a question about, how did I miss that? I saw it and then I lost track of it. Somebody asked something about the stuff in your wallet. What's in your wallet? And we did mention this in this because this is an important thing. Hello, Kito. Welcome to the stream. That all the things that are in green, so we can zip forward a smidge. All the things that are in green are considered to be in your shared items in your wallet. So that is things like your mithril coins, marks of the wild, tokens of further adventure, bottles of ale. I have a cat walking in front of my screen. You can't see what I'm looking at. Thanks, honey. Oh, you want my lap, and I don't have a blanket over my lap because it was a warm day today. The sun was shining. It was gorgeous outside today. We were supposed to get up to like, I think it was like 10 or 12 or something. I think we're supposed to get up to like 17 by the weekend Celsius. So pretty lovely days. Okay, so let me see if I can entice the cat down to a lap. Okay, so also in your wallet, not only do you have those shared items, but you have the things in green, but you also have, maybe I went too far. And so if you go down to your, oh, let me mute myself over there. Haha. Yeah, if you go down to the bottom, you click on perks, and it shows you where your destiny points are. Those destiny points are considered part of your shared items, and they will transfer with whoever takes the shared items. Yeah, hi. Oh my goodness. Can I get you to come down? Sometimes I have to just like get her to move, and then she's like, oh, that? Yes, I want that. She likes her little caves. So, all right. So what do we have else? Oh yeah, so account stuff in wallet transfers with shared, as does wardrobe, says Snuggle Bunnies. Yes, thank you very much for answering that question. So Transient asks, is there a way to decide where your delving writs go if you have multiple characters? Oh, we're talking about that. So yeah, so if you wanted to like send your writs in different directions, you would just basically, I put them on the characters themselves just to make it easier for me to find them. Except in a case where I'm like transferring everybody, and then sometimes I just put it in my shared storage. So let's see, Omni Insomniac was asking, if I own a home on a 32-bit server and I transfer a character who isn't the homeowner and I don't transfer the homeowner, will that have any effect on the home? No, it should not. The only effect it would have is if you have any items that are bound to your character and you leave them behind, your character's no longer there. So those bound items don't have anybody to go to. Now, things that are bound to account, you're fine, because your account is still there, because you have other characters there. Deco de Mew, they're, let me put this, let me go ahead and just copy and paste this into there. So that is a housing-specific article that Yao wrote about housing transfers with the, and it was specifically with this situation in mind. So let's see, is transferring mandatory? No. So, you know, don't worry about that. If you don't want to transfer, don't transfer. At least not now. You can wait till later if they close them, the servers. Let's see. I was thinking there was something on here about bound items. There we go. Bound to other accounts or other people. So decorations bound to other characters or other accounts will transfer automatically if possible. However, if you do not plan to transfer the linked character or the decoration does not belong to you, it is advised to return it manually. So basically, yeah, what I had said before, basically. So once your character leaves the server, they don't exist anymore over there. And so there's nowhere to return those things to. A friend of mine actually was having that kind of that like conundrum to figure out because she has one of those fireplaces from Dragach. And this was back like a number of years ago. And she put it in a kin house. But then she's no longer a part of that kin, but they still have her fireplace. And so she thought, well, if I leave my characters on the server, if they transfer away, what should happen is when they transfer away and the houses, well, they have to sell the kin house. So that bound item should get returned to her, should end up in her inventory, well, in her escrow. So she was thinking about waiting to make sure that she got that back before she would transfer over. But she's decided that she's going to go ahead and transfer anyway. So yes, at the Eddie, the Aldora, you made a spreadsheet too? I did. This is one of many spreadsheets, but this is the one I'm focusing on for today. This is like a pared down version of the spreadsheet that I been working on. So Astro Gamer, thanks for the follow. That's nice. I'm here every Tuesday. So, okay. So C Maniac asks, premium houses should be abandoned for moving? ? Theoretically, they don't have to be. So if you are a house owner, this is what Yao posted, that on the old server, you do not have to sell your house. You are advised to empty in a premium house the chests, those 25 slot chests that are in the house, because there are some glitches that sometimes not everything transfers properly. So it was advised that you take that stuff out. And then clear out anything that's bound to other people. If you don't, that's bound to other people and other accounts. So in theory, you could leave your house just sitting there and then go ahead and transfer, and then the writs will show up, in your inventory at some point. I may end up doing that with some of my Laurelin houses because I still have 2 premium Laurelin houses and I haven't taken care of that yet. I have another spreadsheet where I've tracked all the houses that I have and like if I'm selling them or who owns them and what server they're on. Are they premium or are they basic? And trying to figure all that out. But mostly I went ahead and grabbed stuff. So the problem for me is I had stuff in certain houses, right? And I want to redecorate. And if I don't sell my houses, sure, they'll sell for me and I'll get the writs and I'll get all this stuff. And then all my stuff will end up in escrow. But it'll end up in escrow in this huge pile. And then I'll have to pick through and find the things I wanted for each specific house. So what I actually did over on Laurelin, it's not complete, but it's mostly complete, is I have 5 characters there. And I picked 2 of them. They're kind of like my mules. One of them went and cleaned out one house. And then one of them went and cleaned out the other house. And that way, when I remake these houses, hopefully on the other side, I can then just take those characters to that house, dump it all into the house chest or something. Or they can just go around and put it together or whatever. But at least it'll be separated. They're functioning as a housing carry-all, basically, at this point. Okay, so we've had some more questions. Let's see. So we talked about the destiny points and talked about premium houses. Oops, I just squished that. Talk about selling your premium house to get your writs. Let's see. Glorifanga asked about what about wardrobe? And Snuggle Bunnies did answer that it transfers with your shared items. So when you're looking at this character transfer wizard, wow, wasn't that like fortuitous? Your wardrobe contents do go over. Now, technically, this is one that's kind of a little bit of an outlier because it's a copy. Because your wardrobe is already a copy, basically, right? It's like when you drag something into the wardrobe, it doesn't take the original thing. Like the original thing is still sitting there in your inventory, but it makes a copy inside your wardrobe. And because that is such a unique thing, it does that same thing when you're transferring. So I have done this before when we were transferring off of a Nor, that I took a character, and I had a bunch of characters there. Actually, I think I did shared items to like, one server, and then shared items to another server, and shared items to another server. And I just kept sending my shared items until I had hit every server where I had characters, and that took everything that was in my wardrobe and copied it into my wardrobe on each of those servers. And if you overflow, and this applies to the wardrobe, this applies to your shared storage, applies to your housing storage. If you overflow, you still have access to everything that's there. So you just have like a big bulging bag of stuff. And so you might have 350 items in a 200 item space. So it's all there and you have access to it and you can take stuff out, but you cannot put anything in until you're back below that cap of it, whatever its cap is. So yeah, oh yeah, so Snuggle Bunnies does bring this up too. If you have a 200, how did we both pick the number 200? It's so funny. If you have a 200 wardrobe on server 1 and a 200 wardrobe on the server 2, and you moved another server 32, sorry, you have 200 over on this server and 200 on this server, and you move them both to the same target, your wardrobe will probably overflow, unless those 200 things happen to be exactly identical, which is unlikely. But yeah, it's fine. It'll overflow. It just overfills. You just can't add anything new to it until you're until you've brought that back down. Is it Jolt asks, what's your favorite housing item? I will throw that out to the crowd. You guys can think about that, because I don't know. I'll have to think about that. Because I'll keep answering questions while we're waiting for the servers to come up. Let's see. Talked about the wardrobe. Oh, Ace asked if there's a new server update coming. Yeah, we're still waiting. Astro Gamer asks, will all my items in bank and bags get transferred? I do not have shared storage. Yeah, everything will transfer as it is. It's basically you are picking yourself up from one place and setting yourself down in another place. So exactly how you are is how you will show up in the new place. In exactly the same spot, with the caveat that if you leave server A and you end up in a place in server B that doesn't exist, you'll end up somewhere else. They'll kick you to some other place. So you'll still exist. Okay. Transient asks a really good question. Things that like this that are bound to account, like your destiny points, but you're sending your alts to different servers. Can you select? So the problem that you'll run into, there's no way to divvy up your wallet stuff. So everything that's in green, and that also includes like your destiny points and your mithril coins, all of that is gonna go all at once. So there's no way to break that out into portions. So whoever takes the shared items first will take all of that with them. And then say you transfer another character after that and you say take shared items, there won't be anything for them to take. Like they'll still take the wardrobe, which is great. But there won't be any currencies that will end up going with them. So definitely keep that in mind. Now you can play silly funny games. I've done this before where I transferred character A and they took all the shared items. So they had all the currencies and everything. And then I had some stuff tucked away on a character or like sitting in a chest in a house. Took that stuff out, put it in the shared storage. Now I have like 10 things in shared storage. Had a character who transferred with shared storage because that stuff was going with them to server B, right? Like you can do fun stuff like that. Astro Gamer says servers are still down, just letting you know. Thank you very much. Okay, where are we? I keep having to scroll back because it resets. So I'll try to maybe move a little faster. Personal character things get transferred with the character. Yeah. We got the Lotro letter there, awesome. And I heard we're getting another one soon, so that's nice. Is it Joel says, I hope there's enough housing for everyone. I am with you on that. Glorfinga does point out there will be eventually. So the way they do it is normally when a new server opens up, they only have a few housing neighborhoods, and then as those fill in, there's kind of a point where they have it automatically set to be like, it kicks in to like create some more neighborhoods. But because this is such a huge group of people coming all at once, Scenario, who's one of the SSG developers, and he does a lot of working with the housing, and he said that they're going to go ahead and populate it with a lot of the neighborhoods that are currently in existence are going to go ahead and be there from the beginning. Not all of them, though, he did say at some point. So, because I'm in a neighborhood that we're like all hoping to get into again, in a premium neighborhood, and I'm like, ugh. I'll just have to see how it goes. Before says favorite fireplace with the dragon question mark. Snuggle Bunnies points out the turtle bush, Nanu's hideout, and the ominous pool. Those are good ones. I do love Nanu's hideout. It's so funny you mentioned that one because one of my characters that I'm transferring, she's a kin leader, and we had a bunch of the reason why she exists as in the space and all that she does is a bunch of us were on Bombadil together, which was like a 1-month server, and then we transferred off and we went to Evernight, and but the person who created our Discord and who was the leader of that kinship over on Bombadil was very active with some other stuff instead. And so she turned the kinship over to my character, so I have the kin house. But she and one of the other active folks put a bunch of stuff at the kin house. And one of them was Nanu's hideout, which has been an item that I have not been able to actually get myself. So I was really excited that she put that there for us. Also, a funny thing that happened is over on the Bombadil server, you could join a faction. So you were, and it was the twins, it was Elrond's twins. So you were like Team Elro here or Team Eladan. And if you started combat with the other person, then there was a combat going on. It was active combat going on between you. Well, funny thing is we went and had a party before the server ended, and we had the Marigold housing, like the property guard there. And so we were all going up and, grabbing a Marigold, or we also had, oh gosh, what's that guy? The treasure hunter guy. I just forgot his name, but, with the big fluffy hat. He was there too. And so, like, some people would have Gorse. Timothy? No. Theodore. Some people would have a Theodore. Some people would have a Marigold. And we just like had groups of Marigolds running around, behind us and whatnot. Well, then at one point, one person got into a fight with another person who had, the property guard Marigold. And Marigold then was activated as being in combat. And so she started going after the other person. And it was so wild. So what we discovered is if we got into combat but didn't like damage each other enough, then we can jump up like on the goose house, because we had a goose house. And then the Marigolds sometimes would fight each other. It was so wild. Anyway, so the house that we had on Evernight had that Marigold there. I mean, I know all Marigolds look the same, but I knew it was that Marigold. And I've been trying to get in touch with those folks, and I haven't been able to reach them. I've tried sending them a message on Discord and in the game and stuff like that. And unfortunately, I think they've stepped away from the game for now, and I cannot. Yeah, so they weren't able to come and pick up their stuff. So I'm really hoping it gets back to them. But it was really sad for me because now I'm not gonna see a Nanu, and I always thought about them and the Marigold and everything, and so there was a bit of a sad moment to let that go. Let's see. Writer's Table. Anariella Winter. Wow, that's quite the name. Says, I don't own the item, but it has to be the Writer's Table. That's a good one. Let's see. favorite housing item is the in-league keg drink where you find yourself somewhere else. Commodore said, I like the green dragon painting. There are so many cute little paintings that you find in like the Shire, like the inns that you can now buy. And I do love those. But oh yeah, Stormy Dirk says the outdoor outhouse. That one's good. I love that one because when you knock on it, it goes dunk, dunk, dunk. And then like something random comes out. And it could be like a chicken. Or it could be like a goat. Or it could be like some guy from Rohan. Like, it's just so random, and I love it. Let's see. Snuggle Bunnies was asking if the outdoor outhouse was where that was from. Stormy Dex thinks got it from the curator. I think that's yes. That sounds right because Snuggle Bunnies. I have not spent time in the Dale Lands, and I have one of those outhouses. You know, another fun item is the maypole, because you can interact. I love the interactive things. I guess that's my favorite. My favorite category is the interactive ones, because yeah, the maypole, you click on it, and then your character is holding one of the streamers, and so everybody can come up and grab a streamer, and then you can stand there if you want, but we often run around and stuff, and it will automatically like interweave the ribbons as if you're doing it properly. And then at the end, it gets down towards the bottom, and then it goes bee, and there's like confetti and stuff. So I do like that one a lot. I like Dragox Fireplace. But even more than that now, I do like the ones that you can buy at the festival. Gosh, which festival is it? Like, it's a fall one, I think. So either like Harvest Festival or Farmers Fair. I'm gonna guess Harvest Festival maybe. Anyway, it's the fireplace. It's the same like little dragon guy, but instead of it being the same kind of boxy fireplace, it's more rounded and it looks like it has some depth inside of it. It's really kind of interesting. And you can get that as a wall item, or you can get it as a furniture item. So it has two different versions. And the furniture item, you can like just literally set in the middle of the room, or I have it on over in Treebeard. We have the fireplace with the dragon and the goose house and the badger house. I feel like there's one more. I feel like there's 4 in total that we have sitting there. And so we have, oh yeah, Gwen has the fireplace of the dragon's hoard. I love that one. Oh, the hedgehog. Thanks, Commodore. Yeah, so I think we have the hedgehog one, the honey badger. Because I remember honey badger don't care. So yeah, so we've got I think we've got those 4 like in the area together. Oh, the snowball field is so much fun. I really like the snowball field. I think that one's really clever. That you can, throw snowballs at each other. That's good stuff. So yeah, I like that. Okay, so we're hoping half an hour. We'll see how it goes. Talarian said, I had a Lindleby property guard and port to the treasure hunt. You ported to the treasure hunt. The guard followed and was quite eager to kill all the critters on the treasure field. Oh my gosh. That's wild. Oh, the Fireplace's Anniversary Festival. Thank you very much. So that's coming up next month. Oh, that's a good point. Here, so let's take a look here. So if you just do a browser search for Lotro schedule, it'll come up with like the 2025 public event schedule, Lord of the Rings Online, Lotro.com. That's the one you want to go to. So we can look at the schedule here and see, oh, actually, hang on a second. How do we don't need all that. Create a little more space here on the wall. So we can see what's coming up. So today is the 4th of March. So here we are. Hardtack is on now. Buried Treasure went through yesterday, well, through today, but like in the middle of the night. We've got Crafting Experience coming up, but then Spring Festival is coming up next Thursday. So that'll be really interesting to see. I mean, usually I don't see a lot of like staggering or lag from the festivals, but I am kind of curious to see if there's like any smoothing out of anything that would have, that we would have seen at the festivals, because sometimes you get a lot of people in the same place at the same time. Like, for example, sometimes I would be doing the horse races or pony races, because, my character's a hobbit. But yeah, I'd be doing those, and there would sometimes be a little bit of a lag, and boy, does that make that even a more exciting event. So I'll be curious to see if the new servers, how does that look with the new, yeah. So Spring Festival next Thursday. I love the festivals. So, and I'm here every Tuesday. So obviously next Tuesday, the festival won't have started yet, but we can look at the new servers and talk about how they're doing. See if there's anything to talk about with that. And then, so the following Tuesday then I'll be I'll be doing Spring Festival. And what I usually do is we go through and we do like the basic festival stuff, and I'll do a tour of different parts of the festival, or kind of, showing like, here's what I've noticed about this part, or here's how I see this connects to here, or ways to like kind of maybe make it go a little faster, or, really optimize your routes. We figured that out when when the Midsummer Festival came out, the one that takes place in Minas Tirith, we had been playing for like a year and a half at that point. So when it came out, oh wait, did it come out in 19 or 20? I think it came out in 20. Yes, I'm pretty sure it came out in 2020, because I think it was while we were doing the Bombadil Festival, or the Bombadil server. Okay. So yeah, so it was brand new, and I'd already gone through all these other festivals at that point, so I kind of had an idea, understanding how these festivals worked in Lojo, right? Because I started playing in January of 2019. So when it came out, like, we were all like, okay, where are the quests? Like, where do we find the things? How do we do this? Like, oh, I got to go here. Oh, okay, I got to go here. And I tell you, by the time that festival was over, we had an optimized path, and like, boom, 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 boom. And we put together like a nice color-coded like blog post, and like all of that stuff. So yeah, good stuff. Yes, so C-Maniac server is still down. Guess the extended downtime. Well, yeah, as Tillerian points out, they had estimated that their downtime would go through a half an hour from now. It's just that they had also scheduled the transfers to begin starting now, or half an hour ago. But you know what? You've got plenty of time to transfer, and it's a low stress thing. Like, your characters are going to walk from here to there. You're not going to be like doing anything with them while they're transferring. So there's no rush. This is a nice low key point in this whole new server routine. Yeah. So yes, but crazy. Yeah. New server hype is real. Indeed. I agree. Let's see, we've got some update notes that just popped in there. Cool. Hey, Lost Shire, sister has arrived. Welcome, Lost Shire. We are hanging out and waiting for the servers to open up, because at that point we should be able to start doing phase 2, which is the transferring. So yeah, so just as a review, in case anybody is not sure where we are in this process. So we have Monday the 3rd, Tuesday the 4th, and Wednesday the 5th is what we are focusing on right now. So yes, yesterday, VIP subscribers were able to, it says log on to the game worlds, and technically, sure, you did go through the launcher and everything, but logging in is maybe, giving it a bit more, it's doing a lot of heavy lifting in that, because basically what you were able to do is to, get into the new server character creation screens, and you were able to create 3 characters. And then that was as far as you could go. And so B4 and I are VIP subscribers, and so we did give that a try. And he did try to go forward from there and see if he could, get into the game, and the game said no. Computer says no. So yes, so all you were able to do yesterday, if you were a VIP subscriber, is to create 3 characters, thereby reserving those 3 names. So that one, there was a rush because, you have a character name and it's very important to you perhaps. And so you want to make sure that you create that character before somebody else creates a character of that same name. Totally understand that. So hopefully the folks who did that yesterday were able to get the names they were looking to get, or got something close, equivalent, got your next choice. Hopefully that worked out for everybody. Then tomorrow, we'll be able to log in around this time of day, maybe half an hour from now. So tomorrow we should be able to log into the new servers, and thereby we'll see all the characters that we're transferring over will show up. All those characters that we created will be standing there waiting for something to do. So, that'll be tomorrow. And again, there's no rush necessarily on that unless there is a specific house you're trying to grab. Or if you are bringing in characters that, you're hoping nobody else is bringing in characters of those same names, you might want to log in with those characters sooner so you are the first one there of that character name. Same thing with kin names. If you have a kin name that you are worried about somebody else also having the same kin name, you may want to log in with that kin leader pretty quick. Also, if you are a kin leader, tomorrow you'll want to log in pretty quickly if you have anybody else who is also transferring from your kin, because if the kin leader if the kin leader logs in first, then all of that kinship data now exists on the new server with that kin leader. And then as other characters log on, they are automatically then continuing to be a part of that kin, because the data then says, yes, I know you. Yes, you are here. Yes, you are here. It's kind of like a roll call almost, right? It's just checking you off on the list. Yep, you're in. Yep, you're in. You're good to go. So if you do it in the reverse order, though, and say you log in, well, there's no information. Then your kin leader shows up, and now they have all that information, and they're waiting for people to show up so they can check you off, but you're already there. Well, you're out of sync. You stepped out of line. So your kin leader will just have to re-invite you to the kinship, because as far as the data is concerned, you haven't arrived since they showed up. So that's a thing tomorrow that you'll want to be aware of. So if you have a character who is a kin leader, you'll want to log in pretty quickly tomorrow after the server is open. Make sure you establish your kinship again. And if you are someone who is showing up, who is in a kinship, you'll want to, if you can, wait for your kin leader to get logged in, and then you'll log in. So, yeah. So, yes, as Lost Shire points out, we're all waiting for that right now. Let's see. LB Joe Toby says, is there any issue with downtime this time? I guess Cord had posted somewhere, and let's see who shared that. Yeah, Dodger Artfell shared that Cord posted that the timing of opening free transfers has been impacted by some issues we experienced this morning during our game update and maintenance downtime. We expect free transfers to begin with the opening of the game worlds, currently expected to open by 1 p.m. Eastern time, which was about an hour. So for us, we are Central European time. So right now it's 6:40, so by 7, which was the original downtime, time frame. But I know they were hoping to have it done on time for the transfers to start, thereby being early in their downtime, but on time for the transfers. But didn't work out. Sometimes ones and zeros don't want to play. So you have to try to shove them into place, right? So, yeah. So we're just waiting. Waiting. Yes, thanks, Spencer. You're welcome. So Astro Gamer asks, what usually goes on during the Spring Festival? What a fun question. All right. And the House Urich says, hi, dear. Nice to see you streaming again. Hello. Good to see you again. Okay, so Astro Gamer, what happens normally during Spring Festivals? Well, I can also tell you that over on my YouTube page, so let me just pull that link up. I have videos of different things that have of the different festivals and whatnot. So I have a video playlist of, for example, the Harvest Festival and the Yule Festival, and then festivals in general. It's mainly talking about the In-League and the Ale Association on that one. And then every week I'm streaming for 2 hours, and there are plenty of videos of me streaming about festivals. So, so just let you know, there's more resources out there than just, me talking about things. So Guarenda says Spring Festival is when you can barter for the most necessary emote in the game, Fish Slap. You literally, you do this emote and out of nowhere shows up a fish. I'll just use this reindeer guy as an example, as my fish. But yeah, so you have a fish and you're like, and you smack them across the face with your fish. It's very silly. So I have my little hamster from Albert Heijn. He's with the reindeer. I also have a little bit more Lotro appropriate, my wizard hamster. This is actually from connected to an amusement park, a theme park called Efteling, which exists here in the Netherlands, where it's all about fairy tales. And but the hamster is the mascot for the grocery store. And it's actually a fun play on words, because to hamster is to hoard or to store things like that. So when the pandemic was hitting and people were, kind of stocking up on things, but being a little over the top about it. And so they would talk about it was hamstering, and literally the sign language for it is like that, as if you're a hamster and gathering. It's so fantastic. So I love the little hamster from our grocery store here. Anyway, okay, so, Astro Gamer, just subscribe to the YouTube, and thanks for the info. I will check out the videos later. Nice, excellent. Well, there's plenty to look at there, because I go ahead and I copy all of my Tuesday streams over there as well. So there's a huge playlist there, but we also try to make sure we have small playlists of just the festivals. So yeah, so what happens at the festival? So usually it takes place somewhere in Area Door. So like the Shire, the Party Tree, Breeland Festival Grounds, which is just north of Breetown. So it's usually in that some of the starter zone area. And there'll be usually a character who you go and you talk to, and they'll be like, hey, looks like you're very excited about the festival. We're glad to have you here. How fun. Why don't you come and get involved, and then go do probably 10, usually it's 10 things. Go do 10 festival things, have a good time, and then come back to me when you're done, and I'll give you a reward. So that's your festival wrapper person. And then in that area will be various things you can do. So let's think, Spring Festival, off the top of my head, that is Breeland Festival Grounds. So that's the one with the hedge maze. So there's a maze made out of hedges right there. And there'll be a small crowd of people right outside the hedge maze. With some various quests for you. One of them is this guy who thinks he's all that and is really good at running through the maze really quickly. And so when you first meet him, he's like, hey, I bet you can't make it through the maze in 5 minutes or whatever. And so you go through the maze, and then you come back to him and he's like, okay, whatever. I bet you can't do it in half that time though. And you go through it and you come back to him and he's like, okay, fine. I bet you can't get through in this amount of time. And then you go do 3 and he's like, yeah, well, it's a stupid game anyway. That kind of a thing. It's really fun. And so then from then on, his shortest, quickest one is available for you to do every day. There's also, if you are a member of the In League, which is, that's funny, I never really thought about trying to explain the In League to somebody before. The In League and the Ale Association are both social groups populated by NPCs in the game who enjoy trying beverages from various different places. So the Forsaken Inn has a couple of beverages. I think it's like the Forsaken Ale or something like that. There's the inns throughout the Shire each have their own specialties. Yeah, there's like, I want to say 22 or is it 11? Why have I got those numbers in my head? Different drinks that basically, when the In League is active, they'll basically be saying like, you know, there'll be a character who's here, like up in Brockenborings, and she's like, oh, you know, I know the festival's happening, and I really would love to have this brew from that place over there, but I can't get away. Can you bring it to me? That kind of a thing. And there's like 11 different people, that's what it is. There's 11 different people who would like you to bring them a particular ale from a particular place. And for doing that, you get benefits. And one of them is the In League is its own reputation faction. So you get reputation with the In League for doing each one of those drink deliveries. Now there's this competing faction called the Ale Association that some dwarves started because they thought the In League was, I don't know, too floofy or something. And so they kind of make fun of the In League folks by making, and one way they do that is by making the Ale Association. So they at one point like to play a trick on the In League folks, who have also joined the ale. So anyway, so they have you pick up drinks that are like not quite the right version of the drink that that person wants. So you go and you deliver it to them, and they're like, "Huh, that's not what I was expecting." So you can deliver the wrong drinks to those same 11 people, and you get reputation with the Ale Association. So we have a video about delivering drinks to those people because, as it turns out, you can optimize by picking up the the In League drinks ahead of time and just kind of carry them in your pocket. I guess they don't spill. Isn't that lucky? And then the Ale Association drinks you have to pick up like really close to the time you deliver it. But you can kind of like do them both at the same time. So you basically show up to the person and be like, hey, here's the drink you request. And that's the Ale Association quest. And they're like, huh, that tastes a little weird. And then you go to the person and they're like, hey, I would really love to have this drink from over here. You could pick up the quest right there from the person. And then you like reach in your pocket, like, here you go. And they're like, oh, hey, that's great. Thank you. So that's the Ale Association and the In League. And that happens during the festivals also. So at the Spring Festival, there's a person at the Hedge Maze who is a member of the In League, and there's a barrel, or not a barrel, but a big thing full of alcohol, barrel I guess, in the middle of the Hedge Maze that he wants you to go find, have a drink, and then find your way out. So that's why I went down that train of discussion. So still down. Keg. Thank you, Tellurian. The word I'm looking for is keg. Barrel, keg. I mean, kegs are made out of barrels, but, you know, keg is the more accurate term. Hey, but if I was playing just one, which is this really fun board game, keg would be a good one for barrel, and barrel would be a good one for keg. So, anyway, so there we go. Sirloin Buttersby asked, I'm late. Are the server transfers beginning? Not yet. The servers are still down, so we are waiting. We are waiting. So, here, I'll go ahead and pull that up. Chord's thing, what do I need to know about character transfers? Click the transfer button. So yes, the House Urich says, I'm an absolute festival nut. Yeah, me too. I definitely enjoy those very much. So, oh, Swill is also from the Forsaken Inn. Some of the places you pick up a couple things. I think Forsaken Inn has a couple, and Barlaman, Butterbur over in the Prancing Pony, I think he has 2 that you pick up. for the in-league folks. So what we started doing is we just would go and buy like 30 of each or something like that. And then me and Before would go and do the run together, because if you have a hunter, it's super handy because there's a lot of places that you can get to really fast with a hunter. So you can do the entire run in like less than 20 minutes. Especially if you set a couple of milestones in some key points too that are a little bit harder to get to. There's a place in like, not Sarnar, that's not the right place, but what am I thinking of? Some dwarf. For some reason I got dwarf on the mind. Anyway, but there's a couple places that are a little bit more obnoxious to get to than others, and so having a milestone nearby is really handy. So, anyway, so yeah, so we would grab all the in-league drinks ahead of time and then just divvy them up, and then zoom around and do all the stuff. So Overlord Mike has shown up in the chat. Says, haven't played in years. Signed up for VIP last night. Well, that's good timing. What expansions are required for me to purchase with VIP these days? Oof, that's a great question. I would guess that the Lotra Wiki might be actually a good place to answer that question. There is also, though, by the way, Overlord Mike, a Discord server. Let me just plop that out there. SSG, so Standing Stone Games, the people who own this game that we all love to play, created an official Discord server very recently. And so that might be a good place also to ask that question, because I don't know off the top of my head. Yeah. So funny thing is, I became VIP. When did I do that? Probably, I don't know. For some reason, I think around Moria, but it might have been before that. Because I got tired of like having my money. This is back when the wallet only allowed you to hold 2 gold, and I wanted a bigger wallet, so because I got tired of not having that. Okay, I hear the servers are up. Druid's Fire says waves. Poteen says hail, hello, but I hear the worlds are up. All right, so let's get that party started. All right. Patching, patching, patching. Okay. Yes, go ahead and do the thing. So we'll let that do its thing here in the background for a minute. Oh, whoops, I can't do that. It disappears. I mean, it disappears from me. I don't know where it went. That was really funny. Okay, so hang on. Let's do that again. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, not transfers? Oh, yeah, transfer. Seems to be right there. Let's find out. Let's find out what happens. Okay, so this is what we expect. We expect to see an hourglass at first. So Lauren Smith says, transfer is not loading for me. So Ranistide says, the only ones offered to me is Gun to Bad and Corsairs of Umbar. Legacy of Morgoth is still locked behind cache. Okay, so that's good to know. So yeah, Overlord Mike, I'm afraid I don't know because I've been playing as VIP. So I can't remember which one is, which ones are open just because they're open and which ones are not. Also, in the summer of 2020 and 2021, and maybe again in 2022, SSG had like a code, which was like all the expansions for free. I don't know, that was not the right word, but which basically gave you a whole lot of stuff. It just opened up a whole bunch of stuff for you for free forever. So, yeah, so I had that, and I don't recall at this point which things, yeah. Also, a nice thing they keep doing is they do keep kind of opening up some of the older stuff for free or at a discount, at a heavy discount. So what I would say is while you're VIP, look in the store, the Lotro store, when you're logged in, and see what expansions are available there, and then you'll know which ones are not, which ones VIP has to pay for. The only thing is you won't be able to see the ones that are for free while you're VIP because it won't allow you to buy those while you're VIP. So now if you have like an alt account that's not VIP, you could look in the store and just compare between the two. That could be a way to do it too. So, okay, so we're waiting on this to see what happens. Because everybody's clicking on the same thing at the same time. Yeah, that's right. And so Tellurian says, as far as I recall, quest packs were for free and expansions were 99 Lotro points. Yeah, there was some really amazing deals. Because 99 Lotro points, I don't know if you remember, but you can get Lotro points just by completing deeds, and you can get like 5 for the basic and then 10 for the advanced. So that's like 15 if you do, and all the way through finishing some advanced deeds, like slayers and stuff. So that's basically like 15, yeah. So like 8 of those, and then you've got practically enough for a whole thing. So, let's see. Randy's Dice says, for my VIP, everything before Gundabad is free to VIP and return to Karn Doom. And Stormy Dorks does point out that, yeah, Legacy of Morgoth will be available for Lotro points in May. So the other thing that we've been doing, that Before and I've been doing, is because I really like all the mounts and all the extra little things. So when the new expansions come out, we have a tendency to go ahead and just buy them when they come out because I want all the goodies. Yeah. So we've been doing that for a few years now. Well, partially is because we figure we want to support the game because we really enjoy the game, and we don't mind buying the most exciting part of it, all the extra stuff, like, because when they do the expansions now, for those of you who are newer or haven't seen this, the way they often do when they do a new expansion is they'll have like kind of the basic version, which is the game. Like you get all the stuff you need to do, for all of the quests and everything in that area and whatnot. And that's usually like $20 or 20 euros, whatever. Okay. And then they'll have like what do they call it? I don't know, I forget what the fancy version. They'll have a fancy version. That's the middle one. And that will throw in like a mount or a pet or some cosmetics or all of that, maybe some other goodies. So you get like, so you get the game plus all the goods, plus some goodies. And then there'll be this like super duper pack. And that one is usually more like 100. But it comes with like all the goodies that they're giving you. So like one time they gave us a special tool kit that was the Fateful Toolkit, and that came with the Fate of Gundabad expansion. And that one gives you bonus tokens, including festival tokens. It gives you 10% more when you're earning. Well, let's say you do a festival event that gives you 3, 10% is 0.3, but it rounds up. So instead of getting 3, I'm getting 4 every time I do a festival quest. It's so good. So I love the Fateful Toolkit, and that came with, I think, that highest tier. So things like that, it makes it worth it for me. Yeah. But of course you want to do whatever makes sense for your budget and your lifestyle and stuff like that. Like we don't go out drinking, we don't go to bars, we don't go to the movies. Our biggest social expenses are video games and board games. So for us, it's we are happy with putting our expendable income into those categories. But yes, as B4 points out, not everyone has the funds to do it. But $100, €100-ish every 2 years seems reasonable. Although they're coming out with them once a year now, but still, yeah, it's yeah. Overlord Mark says, I'm debating on getting the Corsair of Umbar $80 edition for the earring. Yeah, so that's what I mean. Like there's often really goody things, really interesting things that come with it. Now, here's a fun thing though: is a lot of those expansions, they have extra goodies. They'll go to every one of your characters, like now and in the future. So if you get something that gives like an earring, like with the extra, is that the one that gives you like bonus XP for legendary item experience and some other regular experience maybe. Every one of your characters is going to get that. So that's kind of cool. You know, like I kind of like, you know, I like that. The only problem about that is that then every time I create a new character, like you get all of those stuff. So you get like the box with the cosmetics and the box with the bonus items. And so like, because I've been getting those for a few years now, like my character's inventory isn't full, but it ain't far. It's like I spend half of my time walking through the the entrance, the intro, just sorting out their inventory. And I know Druid's Fire has it where she's been playing like what since the beginning basically, and yeah, you just end up like throw this way, throw this way, throw this way, throw this way. So I guess over in DDO, which is the other game that SSG manages, that they have an NPC that you can go to. Let me come back to that thought. If anybody actually gets through to the transfer wizard, gets past the hourglass, let me know because I'm really curious. Yes, as Major Lag says, I'm guessing everyone is transferring at the same time. That'd be my guess too. But I'm curious if anybody gets past this, let me know. Anyway, yeah, so apparently over on the DDO side, they've created an NPC. So instead of getting all that stuff thrown on your character from the beginning, it puts it at the NPC, and then you just go to them and you're like, I will take my earring and I will take my horses and I will take my pets. So that would be lovely. I would be so excited to see something like that come around. Oh, there was an error. Okay, well, you know what? We'll just try again. Okay, so some people on the Discord are saying they're getting in, and then some of us are getting the error. Well, it makes sense. A bunch of us are doing it all at the same time. It's not unexpected, and that's why I said, you know, let's all just chill out. Let's relax, because there's no rush on this. We can do this anytime between now and end of August. You know, really. That's how long we have free transfers for. And then after that, they might still be free. They might not be. We don't know. But at this point, they've said from now till the end of August, you have free transfers. So there's no rush. Although I do like Major's comment there. Don't you people have to work? Go, get out of my way. Let me do this. You know, that reminds me that I have been partially considering making like a grumpy old Hobbit character. There's this character on Laurelin called Matzo. Cracks me up every time. Oh, I love it. And they're like, rah. So funny. Yes, what was it? I saw that Druid's Fire, where did you say it? Something about how you have, oh yeah, there it is. You have more stuff on a freshly created character than I have spaces in my inventory. Oh, in the other game, it's only for the most recent expansions. Oh, man. I'm still hopeful. I don't know. So, yes, Bay4 points out that the Locher community is basically executing a DDoS against SSG today. Oh, snap. Well, now, okay, let's skip that for a moment. What happens if I just go into the game? Because I am kind of curious about that. Because I'll show you something that I was that goes with the spreadsheet. So, all right, and yes, Snuggle Bunnies has the 3 most important names in any case, so there you go. Yes, Demelzo, we all love Matzo. Matzo is this grumpy old Hobbit, and he's like, he'll come into the Hobbit event, and he'll sit down, and he'll be like, you know, why are you people playing so loud? Why are you people talking so loud? Shush, you know, all this stuff. And then we just love him, Matzo, though. He's like, you know, he's adorable. So anyway, okay, so we were talking earlier, because I'll just wait a moment on this transfer thing. I'll give it a second, and then I'll try again. Yeah, Astro Gamer says, since you said that, I will try the transfer thing tomorrow. Well, I figure, give it a few minutes. A lot of people, like we are saying, are transferring. They're like, boom, they're on it, they're right, they're going, trying to get done. So, waiting a few minutes might be a better strategy. Now, unfortunately, I would like to do it now because I would like to show you on stream. But I thought I'll pop in here for a minute and we'll just have a little look around. So this is the character that I was talking about. She's the kin owner. She owned the house across the street as the kinship, which we just sold. It makes me sad. But then this is her personal house. Now, I made sure that I have a lot of things on her that I want to go with her to the server where she's going. In the shared storage, nothing in here is stuff that is going with her because I'm going to have my Bjorning take my shared storage. So everything that's in shared storage is going to be gone by the time, this person transfers. So I'm going to transfer my Bjorning first, and then I'm going to transfer this character. So that way the Bjorning can grab all of the shared items, and then this character, the house will disband by her transferring away. And then everything that's in the housing chest will go with her. So now my housing chest is currently at 60 out of 60. It was at like 58, and then by selling the other house, a couple things dropped in there, which got me concerned because I was like, well, hold on. There was a whole lot of stuff over in that house that should have ended up with her. Before it says, that's quite a full inventory. Yes, my characters are muling a lot of stuff right now. I just went with that. Oh, whoops, I didn't realize it was that far. No, it was that deep. All right, let's hop back on our horse. Okay, so, boom, 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 boom. Oh, right. Demelza points out that Matzo played Scrooge in their Hobbit Yule Carol, naturally. So I forgot about that. Okay, so one thing I did then to just kind of take a look is I came over to a storage person, vault keeper. Tilly Groves just happens to be the one here in the Breeland Housing Department. And there's a thing here that says Open Kinship Housing Storage Escrow. So because I had to abandon the kinship house in order to transfer this character, if I look at the escrow, boom, there's all the stuff that was in the house, and a whole bunch of the decorations are here, and then everything that was in the chest, it preserved those names that we had given to the different folders. So everything is there. So my thinking then is that when I transfer this character, she won't have a house because, she'll be in transit. And then when I buy a house, I had read that the kinship escrow stuff may go then into her house. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see, but it'll be fine either way. All right, so I just wanted to kind of like log in with her and kind of go through that little process that I'll be going through with her. Hopefully in a minute. All right, so maybe I'll give it another try. So let's go ahead and log out. Let's go back out to the transfer wizard and see if we can get it to work. So Mahawahala has a question. It says, hello, can you transfer characters from the level 60 legendary servers to the new servers? At this point, my understanding, I don't work for SSG and I haven't double checked, but I'm pretty sure the answer is no on that right now, that they are not opening transfers from the new ones, that being Anor and, Anor, where's my brain? Angmar and Mordor. I'm pretty sure you cannot transfer from those right now. But Treebeard, interestingly, is also a legendary world, and they are opening up transfers from Treebeard to the new 64-bit servers only, not to the 32s, not the existing ones, but to the new ones. So I am planning to play some silly hijinks with those. I say silly hijinks, but it's not really that silly. But basically, there are things that you can only earn on the legendary servers, like in Angmar and Moria and not Darkwoods, Mirkwood have like these special reputation vendors, not reputation, but kind of, where you pick up a quest from them and you go do stuff of that region, like dungeons and repeatable quests and things like that. And you earn coins from doing those, and then you can spend those coins with those people to get very specific housing items, titles, cosmetics, that sort of thing. And some of those are things that were available. There was a special event on the servers years ago, predates me, like 2009 or something, where there were some special items available. And so some of these are duplicates of those items. So like there's a mini boar fountain that you can get, which I think is just delightful. So what I might do is earn some of those things on Treebeard and then transfer a character, not with my shared items, but just the character, carrying a boar fountain from Treebeard to one of the regular servers, the new 64-bit servers, to see how that goes with the new, so they can take a housing item. Also, well, here, I'll come back to that in a second. So Snuggle Bunny says, I have invention on one EU server and necessity on another. It might finally be time to adopt the long-desired title, Necessity Mother of Invention. I think that would be amazing. I have often thought about playing a little bit more with the family thing, but my characters usually are siblings to somebody, or maybe cousin, but not like parent or child. So that's not an option. Major Lag asks, did anyone get in yet? I have not yet, but some people we heard in the chat over on the Discord server have said that they have been able to get in. So I think it's just a matter of getting in line and hoping that you are the one. What was I talking about a minute ago? Totally forgot. Oh, yeah. Oh, Jason got 5 minutes and then an error. Yeah, it might be doing some of that. The good news is as people get through and get their transfer done, then that's fewer people standing in line, hopefully, right? Maybe. So so over on Treebeard, when Treebeard and Shadowfax opened, the legendary servers a couple years ago, their special thing was this the Hardened Traveler, which you can talk to. It's an NPC, and then you can make your adventure more difficult. So you would say, okay, I'm playing at normal, or I'm playing at +3 difficulty or +8 difficulty or whatever. And for doing so, one, things are a little bit more challenging, which can be kind of fun, and then two, you earn reputation and tokens and things like that with this person, and it puts you on the path of valor, and you can earn like emotes, and so as you defeat enemies, you get coins, and you turn these coins into the Hardened Traveler to move up in reputation with him, and then once you have certain tiers of reputation, you can pick up special epic versions of emotes from him. So those are really cool. Callie has a question regarding needing help from SSG. So I would say, unfortunately, I am unable to help you. I don't work for SSG, so I cannot help you with anything that. But yeah, I would say submit a help ticket. But if you've already done that, then yeah, I guess you'd just be waiting to see on your help ticket. Now, leading up to this, I don't know that they've had a lot of extra things that have needed extra customer support. But I know that Severlin, who is the SSG executive producer, so he's the one like in charge of the game, he said that they are expecting, well, either he or Cordovan, I forget which, actually now, said that they're expecting a higher volume of customer service tickets, once these transfers, well, once we get in and start playing tomorrow, situations where like a kinship has the same name as another kinship, and so one of them got the -1, and so they'll have to make a customer service ticket to get that resolved because there isn't a in-game function for that. Like unlike how with characters you get the rename token and you just rename, or not token even. I guess it's just a pop-up. Anyway, so yeah, they're expecting a higher volume of tickets in the next week or two as things get resolved. And then if there's like a clear case of somebody like taking somebody's name, that they might step in and take care of that from a customer service perspective. So, but I don't know if they've had extra customer service stuff going on in these weeks or not. So, oh, thanks, Moobot. Moobot wants to tell us about this week's sales. What's cool is on the new Discord, they also have a channel for that, which is pretty cool. So yeah, Lotro Discord, it's got a sales and promotions, so you can see what the sales are, which is awesome. By the way, character slots are 25% off right now. So if you think you are going to go over, you might want to consider purchasing some more character slots. Now, for those who aren't aware, now I have not personally experienced this, but I know like, not Weir Willow, wrong person. Druid's Fire, I believe, has experienced this. So, and she can speak more eloquently to it. But my understanding is if you, let's say you have 10 character slots and, you transfer in characters all from the different places, whatever. And so you end up with 12 characters. What will happen is you'll have to pick which characters you want to be active or which 2 you don't want to be active, however you want to look at it. And so the characters will all still exist, but there'll be 2 just kind of hanging out in a waiting room and are unplayable until you open up a spot. But I do believe you can change who are your active choices. So you could say, okay, it's these 10 for now, and then these 2 are in the waiting room, but then at some point you'll be like, okay, nope, we're going to swap it out. These 2 are in the waiting room, so now these 2 are active. So, it's not ideal necessarily if you want to play all of your characters, but you do have, they don't like vaporize you. They do still exist, which is at least good. Sam Burke points out that the current maximum on character slots is 66. So that's pretty neat. I have not purchased 66 character slots. Oh, that's another reason to sometimes, though, purchase one of the expansions, is sometimes they come with extra character slots. So that's how I have as many as I do. I've purchased 1, which I did this week as a preventative measure. And then I have like the VIP number, which I think is 12. And then I have a handful more that have come with the different expansions. So that's been really fun. Yeah. Yeah. So Callie Snuggle Bunnies are chatting about Callie's ticket, and Snuggle Bunnies does point out that yes, one thing you can do to get some assistance is you could send a message to Cordovan. You could do that in the forums, possibly on Discord now, I'm not sure. And give them your ticket number and, what was going on and that you haven't heard back and so forth. So, yeah, sometimes that can help, or at least he can't do anything about it necessarily, but he sometimes has like the ability to view the ticket, I think. So yeah, you could give that a try. Telerian asks Sam Burke, how did you get so many? I thought I have all of them, but I seem to be missing 2. All right, so list them out. How did you get so many? Now, Druid's Fire says the trick is, if this is about having too many characters, more characters than you have slots. If you have mule characters hauling stuff in for you, make sure at least one of those is one of the active characters. So when you delete it, it will force you to repick your actives until you're done clearing your mules. If you leave all the mules inactive, they're inaccessible until you delete a character or buy a character slot, and will auto-activate the first one alphabetically. That I did not know. So that's fascinating. Snuggle Bunnies points out that 2 new character slots popped up as available to purchase around Christmas. Oh, so what I was saying about over in Treebeard. So you have the Hardened Traveler. And if you set your difficulty level to 3+3 or higher, if you do that before you're level 11, it then awards you 2 deeds that you can work on. One of them is when you get to level 50, you get a title. And it pertains to your class. So if you're a hunter, it's like Adept of Bows or something like that. And then if you start at, let's see, now I can't remember, but basically there's, oh yeah, if you go to any difficulty above normal, then it gives you one of those deeds that you can work on. If you put it at like the +3 or higher, there's 2 deeds you can work on. So when you get to level 50, those 2 deeds trigger that you have successfully gotten there, if you don't drop your level below that +3. So I have a bunch of characters on Treebeard that I started, picked up that difficulty thing before level 11, and they are doing their thing and leveling. So there's 2 deeds then that finish at level 50, and then there's 2 deeds that finish at level 120. Sorry, 130. Thank you. A little voice in my head in the kitchen. So I've been working on leveling those characters, but I have one of everything. So it's like, it's like being Buddhist. Make me one with everything. So I have a captain and a burglar and a brawler and a lore master. Like I have every class of character on Treebeard, and they are slowly working their way through that. But I'm not good at playing all of these classes, so they haven't been questing. They're actually farming, which is really handy in some senses because every time on Treebeard we move up to like the next cap, there's new foods that we want. And so having a bunch of farmers who can then, create all this food for you or create all the stuff for you and then having the cooks go and cook it all up, boom, very handy. But we over on Treebeard have a reduced amount of experience. So we're getting like 40% of experience instead of 100%. And it occurred to me, I don't know, a year or 2 ago, that if I could move some of those characters off of Treebeard, they could do their farming on a regular server and they would get to 130 a lot faster than they are getting there on Treebeard. So my plan is at this point that I have some characters who are benefiting from that Paths of Valor from my main character because they're account bound, not character bound, the coins and stuff. So anyway, so I'm using my main character to help other characters earn on that path. And then eventually they'll be maxed out and they'll have all the emotes and then I can send them away. So I think I'm going to be working on that and then they can go farm elsewhere. So yeah, so Treebeard transfers will be available as part of this, but I'm like taking my time with them, not even worried about them. I have other transfers I want to do today, and hopefully we can do that sometime during the stream. Hang on a second. All right, so let's see. You guys are trying to figure out where did all these things come from. Oh, yes, and Fire's thing about having your mules before commented that instructions unclear, named my mules, all A's. That's cute. Okay, so Sam Burke is saying that they got their character slots up to such a high number through expansions, classes, races, and the Lotro store plus VIP. I do forget about how much good stuff we get through VIP, and that like the extra character slots are going to be really important right now because I kind of had spread my people out and it was no big deal, but now I'm like, ooh, am I going to get close to maxing out some of these? So I don't know. I may delete characters in the future, but that's so weird. Like, who does that? Let's see. Oh, and talking about the blue bar at some point to level characters, like those characters of every class that I'm trying to do, but I'm not really good at playing them. Festivals. Before points out that festivals are also good. Like festivals like the treasure event are also nice. For him, it's about 6 turn-ins of 2 treasure quests to work through the blue bar. And that as VIP, we get like extra XP, so you're kind of like getting a bonus XP every day, and every day you log in, it's just sitting there, and then you can work your way through that, and then it's gone, but then the next day you get a blob of it again. If you don't work through it, it just sits there, it doesn't like compound. So, but that's, yeah, it's really handy if you're trying to level characters to work through their blue bar, and then switch to another one and work through their blue bar and stuff like that, and it goes a little faster. So yes, Applejack, like sands through the hourglass. These are the days of our lives. Yeah, this hourglass has been here a little while. Not gonna lie, I'm thinking we're maybe not making any progress. I just, could be. Let's see, Telerian has bought all in the shop, have the Bjorning package, have all expansions, all supporter packs, the highest tier, anything containing character slots, River Hobbits in the upgrade version, and VIP. Yeah. I love it how you two are like, well, what about this? Well, yeah, okay, what about this? So what about this? That's fun. So yes, like Hobbits to the Isengard, these are the days of Middle-earth. Well, I would like to show you how to do a transfer. So if it comes up soon, actually, you know what? We could just try again. Let's see what happens if we push the button again. I know I've just like stepped a line, got back in line, but we'll see. Okay, Astro Gamer as having, for some people in a kinship that they're in, the same is going on. So we'll try a little bit more, but what normally happens on Tuesdays is I play on Lotro for a couple hours and hang out with you all here in the stream. And then after about 2 hours, before takes over, and then he does a stream. I call mine Heart of a Hobbit, because I'm usually playing a Hobbit, and we do stuff that's, very nice and fluffy and, stuff like that. And then on before stream, he calls his Plugging Along, and he looks at Lotro plugins, and he does some plugin development, so he's often on stream working through various things with the various plugins. So, given that we aren't getting much progress yet on this whole transferring on stream business, what I might do is wrap up here in just a little bit, not too long, and throw it over to B4, who will stream for a bit. And then if I'm able to do some transfers on stream, maybe in an hour or two or something, we might swap and I can do a transfer, or he can. So at least we can get something on stream for you guys, because I wanted to hopefully be able to walk through and show you how it works in case you were nervous or wanted any help with that or anything. But
They have a cool video.
but yes, thankfully that video is out there, so you can follow along with that video. So that's really handy. So, and as we talked about before, here I'll just give you all the links right now, real quick. So we've got the official Lotro transfer guide. We've got Deco de Mio, who put together this awesome housing-focused transfer guide. And then we have the video where I walk you through the transfer wizard. So all three of those are right there for you to gaze upon. Oh, actually, I do want to keep that back up. Nope, that's the wrong one. Hang on, sorry. I have some windows open. But we want to keep Lotro on top so I can keep an eye on that. All right, cool beans. Ah, I did it again. Okay, there we go. Zip, 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 zip. Fertold asks, are the servers open? Yes, the servers themselves are open. I was just in there a few minutes ago running around. So, yes, it's just because so many people are transferring right now that the transfer wizard does seem to be a little, backed up. So I was hoping to do some transfers on stream, but it may be the volume of people working against me. So, yeah. So Major Lag says, if transfer times are long now, can you log into your account while you're waiting? Yeah, you can go in and play in Lotro. In fact, I'll probably go in. There's a little bit of stuff on Lauren Lynn that I want to tidy up anyway. So I'll probably do that off stream because my characters haven't transferred yet. So they're still available for me to muck about with. So Tom Bombadil updating now so I can follow along with the transfer. Well, I hope you are able to get into the transfer wizard and make that work for you. Because as you can see, the transfer wizard is working really hard right now. And I have not been able to begin a transfer yet. So, yeah. C-Maniac says, moving 7 of my tunes, it'll be the 3rd server they've been on. Meneldor to Arkenstone and now to a 64-bit server. Well, that's exciting. Dan Silver says, did they not increase the number of character slots for VIP and Premium this move? They did. Premium got, I believe, 2 more, and VIP got 5 more. Fertile asked, did they fix the D-log? I assume so. I haven't actually gone looking for the... But that was the point. Yeah, that was the reason why they did the patch today, and why it went a little bit longer would be my guess. But I haven't gone looking for release notes, which would probably be over on the forums. Astro Gamer is planning to stay completely off the servers for the upload speeds for others. You're probably fine. I think it's the transfer wizard that everybody is queuing up for. Playing in the game is probably pretty low. It's probably doing just fine. So, yeah. So Anna Marilla Winter says, my transfer wizard looks just like yours. It's my first server change. Well, I did put a video, and it's in the chat, just a couple things above you there, with where it's like a 6-minute video before, and I put this together, and it walks you through how to do the transfer wizard. So if you're feeling any stress or uncertainty or anxiety about this, yeah, you can pull that up and just have it right next to you, as you're walking your way through it. You watched it on the bus ride home from work. Nice. Very nice. So now everybody on the bus knows how to do this. So they're like, what are you talking about? Like, oh, it's Lotro. You should come check this out. Right? So, Overlord Mikes asks, are the new servers not open yet for playing on? Notice it says closed. That is correct. They are not yet open for playing. The way they're doing this time is today you can transfer your characters. So you go ahead and queue them up and send them on their journey. But it's not until tomorrow around this time of day that the new servers will actually open. So they're going to be in limbo for about 24 hours that you're going to be waiting on. Yeah. So just, have something else to do after you transfer them away. Yeah. Because yes, you won't be able to log in till tomorrow at this time. Yes, I do like that, Sparkhawk. A transfer wizard arrives exactly when they mean to, which would basically be like right after I log off, would be my guess, from the stream. And then it'll pop up and I'll be like, that's hilarious. Oh, good. Anna Winter, my tongue doesn't work, sorry, says, I've been feeling stressed since they announced the new servers, but getting calmer the last few weeks. That's good. That's good. So, oh, apparently in the Discord, there's an update. We are pausing access to the transfer wizard to give our current transfer efforts time to catch up. All right. Well, I mean, that is reasonable. I don't have a problem with that. Okay, and Druid Spire says they just turned off the transfer wizard. Well, thanks, you guys, for keeping me up to date on that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to sign off here in a minute. And Before is going to come on and do his stream plugging along. If the transfer wizard is up and available again before I go to bed, because it is evening here already, that either before we'll try and do one on stream, or I might come back and try and do one on stream. But if I do not make it back to see you all later on today, take that video, have it there, use it as your little hand-holdy guide. Hopefully that will help you out. Keep, the FAQ handy, keep the other FAQs. Lots of people in the Discords have put out like kind of checklists. Feel free to go back and review those. There's lots of ways that the community has risen up to try and help each other out through this transfer process. So hopefully you can find things that help you feel comfortable with this process. And so then after you transfer your characters, today, tomorrow, whenever it happens, then just sit back, relax, go read a book, take a walk, have a cup of tea, play another game, just do something and try to calm down, and we can get excited for tomorrow, 24 hours from now, when we get to go and try out these new servers. So that'll be great. I'm looking forward to that. And yes, as Pao points out as well, that, if you're VIP and you reserved your names yesterday, you don't need to rush to do the transfer. You have real things in real life to do. You can come back in a few hours or tomorrow when less people are trying to do it. And really, I mean, it's my understanding, and I could be wrong on this, but I don't think it matters the order of the transfer. What matters is the order of the login, aside from those characters that were already created yesterday. So, take your time, get in there when you get in there. Everything's going to be fine. So, if you were in the queue to transfer, don't X out of it. Well, that might have been me, but that's okay. Ask about the link to the video I was referencing. Yes, thank you. Pao has reposted that in the chat. That's a video that Before and I put together. That's what's up on my screen right there, where basically I did a walkthrough of the wizard, of the transfer wizard. So yes, Major like, what's real life? Yeah, I understand that. And Sandberg's gonna go listen to some thrash metal on Spotify to calm down. That's hilarious. Okay. All right. Well, thanks everybody. And feel free to stick around because Before is coming up with his stream plugging along. He's going to do some Lotro plugins. So what are you working on today, honey?
Looking at how to move plugin data files.
Oh, that's going to be awesome. I need that. He's going to look at how to move your plugin data files when you do a transfer. Okay, this is information that I need because I didn't do this yet. So I remembered that just a few minutes ago. So yeah. All right, so stick around for B4 for more hand-holding on this transfer process, specifically in regards to your plugin data. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your evening. I will see you on the new servers tomorrow, probably, and I'll see you in chat in the next few minutes. All right, thanks, everybody, and I will see you soon. Bye.